Well, this year's theme is Beat Tiki, and the Beat generation and the Beats, they were the first counterculture in America and the first underground youth movement in America.
And then at Tiki Oasis, we this year provided a few different symposiums, just also to continue that inspiration.
During the Beat generation, it was all about self-expression, movement. So this class is not necessarily a choreography dance class, but it was more about just getting comfortable with your body, being able to express what you hear. We have music all week long, so it's nice to be able to be like, oh, this is how they dance, this is how they express themselves during the time.
Okay, I'm presenting a little symposium based on all the bars I've built over the past 15 or so years. I beat the Tikis in Kjol in Belgium and the South London Pacific in London, the Hula Bula in Perth, and the Zombie Zoo theme park that never got built. Well, it got half built, but that's what this story's about. What I love about Tiki is it's just a fantasy, really. It's not just Hawaiian, it's Caribbean, it's African, it's, a whole load of things kind of welded together into a great fantasy world.
That's kind of what we wanted to do, is give people an idea of where these drinks came from, why they were created. Last year we did a symposium on the history of the cocktail, starting with some of the earliest and moving on through the generations and how they changed because of Prohibition or rum's popularity being huge and then going away. And what this does in this year's Beat Mix is it gives people an idea of what they drink, why they drink it, and how to make the drinks. The Beats drank everything and anything they could possibly drink. I mean, it wasn't one thing. It was vodka, it was gin, it was, rum, everything. Beats didn't have a particular drink, with the exception of coffee. Beats like to drink their coffee, but it was a plethora of alcohols, including Sterno, as we were talking about earlier. Sterno was used to make a drink called Hobo Punch, and they made it by taking the contents of the Sterno and straining it through some cheesecloth or a sock, and they'd make what was called squeeze. Add that with some Hawaiian fruit punch, or they called it fruit smack, and you've got what's called hobo punch. So they drank everything. I mean, literally everything. If it had alcohol, it was a open game.
I think the people that come here, are to the class are, hoping to like, hey, I want to create something, and something tiki, because of the whole Tiki Oasis. It has a sort of vintage kind of quality to me. It seems like some of the stuff, some of the stuff that I've created, I try to make it look like that. So it relates to Tiki in that way. There's a lot of inspiration here, not only the art that the other, artists have created, just the people, just the environment, being around, seeing interesting Hawaiian shirts or whatever. It's like, wow, look at that cool shirt. I want to make something that looks like that shirt. So yeah, there's tons of inspiration here.
No, it's about Rolling Crump, and Jeff is a gentleman that wrote the book.
His life working in and out of Disneyland and all the things that he's done for Disneyland and other companies as well. And a lot of people have said that Rolly's the reason that they're here to begin with, so they're super excited to meet him. How much fun was it?
Oh, how much fun?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a ball.
It's very easy. Got the heart to love.
I hope and believe that this book will raise a whole new generation of Tiki lovers. It's a whopper of a book, and it's selling really well. It got a lot of good press, and I think it's going to be a bestseller.
If you look around, you wave your arms.
It's like when you get into one subject matter, this whole macrocosm opens up, and people always are surprised, outside people, like, you're doing another book about Tiki? And I'm like, yeah, there's so much more. I have like 3 more book ideas in me, you know, and it'll keep on going.
Tell how we got hired to work on the Islands restaurant as it was the first being built. We were the architects, and the owner and George Nakashima were the people that designed the interior, and we did the A-frame exterior, and then all worked to change the design from Spanish to Polynesian. I think it's important for the people that follow the Tiki culture. This site has less and less every year. It's been pointed out previously, there are more destroyed or abandoned Tiki restaurants than there are ones still operating. Just a change, just like the drive-in theater.